right, good morning. Greg, thanks for the introduction. You're doing your research on where I've been here the last couple weeks. So it is great to be here. And first of all, just in regards to Greg, I appreciate his leadership. You know, year two, you understand a little bit more of what everyone does and how well they do it. Man, what Greg Sankey does for the SEC, for college athletics, it's on an extremely high level. And so thank you, Greg, for everything that you do here for us at the SEC as well. So, yeah, I want to thank you all, too, as the media, just a coverage of college football, coverage of our conference, coverage of our teams at Alabama in particular, and all the great stories, the journeys that our guys are on, you guys documenting them and sharing them with the rest of the country, the rest of the world. So appreciate all of you being here today. I brought three players with me. I had a chance to see them this morning. We've both been different directions and busy already, but three talented guys that I want to brag on a little bit here before I kind of move on to some things about the team. Offensively, brought Caden Proctor. He's our third year offensive tackle. He's originally from Iowa, and a couple things. You look at the guy and he's massive, and man, he just just does everything on a high level when it comes to his training. But the thing I'm going to tell you about this guy that's impressive to me as well is that by the end of this season, here in December, he will have his degree. So if you do the math on that, 3 years getting your degree, even a semester in there where he transferred, and that gets harder to do when you do that. But he'll have not just his degree, but right now he has a 3.7 GPA. And so taking 16 credits this summer just so he can be on track to be able to accomplish and walk across that stage, have a great football season, but also, have his degree there. I know he's excited to represent not just the team, but also he, representing the offensive line, our offensive side of the football. He has a lot of great pride in what they're accomplishing and the work they're putting in. Tim Keenan, fifth year defensive lineman. I think the thing with Tim that he's a homegrown, boy from Alabama, and I think when I look at Tim, the team just looks at him as like that big brother. He's a mentor to not just the young guys, but even the old guys. They know they can count on him to be doing the work. He embodies what a student athlete is all about. And I think those that really know Tim and follow what he does, he's got a passion for giving back to the community. He's one of our guys that just is at the forefront, spiritually leading our team. And then also just from a community service standpoint, he's out there. He's a big brother to kids in our community. And there's just him understanding the platform he has is so impressive to me. It's been a pleasure to coach him. We get one more crack at it with him, and appreciate his leadership. And then Deontay Lawson, fifth-year linebacker. He was a captain, really our only returning captain from last year's team. That should say enough right there about how our team views him, how they look at him. His journey, again, everyone's got something a little bit different. Probably thought a year ago at this time he'd be, wearing an NFL jersey. Circumstances as they may be, just coming back from an injury, seeing him attack it, seeing him and his mindset, him understanding the circumstances he can't control and what he can. Oh, man, it's just amazing seeing him take over not just the defense, but be a leader on our football team. I walked into a meeting, was looking for a coach, actually. I walked in, and actually it was him holding a meeting with the linebackers. That was, I guess, yesterday morning. It seems like forever ago, but yeah, it was yesterday morning. And listened for about 30 seconds. I knew that meeting was in a good position, coaching it like a coach. And when you have guys on the field that are like him, that understand the depth, the details, you're headed in the right direction and have a chance. So those are our three guys, super proud of them, their journeys. I think the common theme with all of them is they're high character guys. They're extremely driven. I think, again, they represent a lot of what our team's all about. They're leaders on the team, but they're also leaders in the community. Before I move on to our team, one person I also want to thank is just our athletic director, Greg Byrne, just for his leadership. Much like Greg Sankey, you know, the world of college athletics and it ever changing. You got to have those people at the top that, you know, are working through it and coming up with solutions. And I can't thank Greg enough for the way he communicates with me on the direction we need to be going and what might lie ahead. I think his foresight's been critical going back to when I first got here, and especially even going back to a year ago on what it might look like with the evolving and the evolution of what college athletics looks like today. Second season, familiarity has been a word that's been used a lot already this morning with different interviews. You know, that's great. It helps you feel good about where your family's living and what those routines are. You know, that's important to me and our success. You got to have that piece in place. Familiarity with it, and I think the common word also would be continuity. Starts with our coaching staff. Really, one change on the defensive side of the ball, and then the addition of Ryan Grubb on the offensive side. Everyone else, not just the position coaches, but quality control coaches, graduate assistants, recruiting staff, strength and conditioning, training room, we really had no turnover in all those areas. And so that's exciting to me because I think that says a lot about the belief and the excitement of what lies ahead. And that you have the right people. You know, you talk about getting the right people on the bus, the right people in your program and inside the building, and I feel like we certainly have that. So continuity is a huge piece of kind of what year two is all about right now. That trickles down to your players. You know, the leadership from the staff is there, but really the culture that we want to try to exude, try to have, it comes to life through our players, and they are making that happen. It's the day-to-day, and as we speak right now, they're on the field, you know, in a nice warm morning in Tuscaloosa, you know, getting after it. And I can't tell you how impressed I've been with them just focusing on the main thing, and that's the work. Not getting ahead of themselves, not even worried really about practice number one, game number one for sure, or even further down the road in the season. I know they'll get asked questions about it and have to answer some of those today, but when it comes down to what we're focused on, it's the day-to-day work that these guys are really like honed in on, and making sure that they take care of to give themselves a chance to be highly successful this fall. The team's an extremely coachable group. They compete with each other, a lot of competitions within, you know, but just the competition against themselves to be the best they can be, they've really bought into that. You know, when it comes to who we lost, really 8 seniors last year, 3 on defense, 2 on offense, 3 specialists, which, you know, God asked that question really the first time in a long time talking about our specialists. It's one of the positions and one of the areas you always kind of look past. But as much as we played young guys, we played, I think, the most freshmen on special team snaps in the entire league, and I really think it wasn't even close. There was also 3 specialists, punter, kicker, and long snapper, that were mainstays in the program for quite some time, or had a lot of experience playing at a high level. So we replaced all of those guys, and that would probably be something that we really gotta work through, and got a confidence and belief in the guys that are in our program that they'll step up. So, you know, we're right at about 17 seniors, so that's double what we had a year ago. We did lose the 3 guys to early outs in the NFL with Jalen Milroe, Tyler Booker, and Jahad Campbell. Deservingly so, those guys getting their opportunities to go make the most of it at the next level. So experience, and I think really when it comes down to where do you want to improve, where do you need to get better, it's reps. You know, all of us get better at our jobs by taking more reps. You know, myself as a head coach at this place here at Alabama, you guys in your roles, our players, and then it's reps together. And so again, familiarity, continuity, repetitions. We got to be better in the big moments. We lost some close games last year, and we had chances, maybe not even in the fourth quarter, but we had chances earlier in the game to separate ourselves or make a play here or there. And whether it was the belief or whether it was the confidence, a lot of that just comes through repetitions. And so we've really had a great offseason, understanding where we fell short, why we fell short, not just the what and the how, but the why. And I'm excited about our guys, taking those next steps, understanding when we get in those moments this year, those critical times, how to come through and make the play that's necessary to go win football games. We were undefeated at home, but we also struggled on the road. And we start this year on the road and go to Florida State, and we know that, they're going to have something to prove as well. And so that's going to be, a great environment to get tested early on. And so, we don't need to look anything beyond that as far as our preparation or what might lie, because none of it matters unless we take care of business and do what we're doing, being our best in that week 1 game against Florida State. But being on the road and playing better on the road is certainly got to be a point that that happens, this year in our football program. Defensively, a lot of returners coming back. We excelled when it came to taking the football away. I think we're in the top 4 or 5 in the country there. Really, the most takeaways that I think 28 was the number in the program going back 7-8 years ago. And when it came to yards per play and all that, it's all great stuff. But the key for our defense is get off the football field. And as the season went along, we did a better job of that early on. There were some times where we could have been better. And those led to games that came close. Those led to games that we maybe fell short offensively. I think it's just consistency. It's consistency in all areas. We want to have the ability to be balanced. That doesn't mean that the statistics look equal when the game's over or the season's done. But the ability to run the football when someone's taking the pass game and vice versa, when the opposite happens. So I think, more and more pieces coming together, the development of players at all positions. I'm excited about what we have there. An offensive line is where it really starts, really 6 guys that are strongly in the rotation with a lot of others that are up and coming and developing quickly, that I could see, competing for spots as the season goes along as well. When it comes to overall as a program, physicality is the name of the game. When it comes to playing football, you wear the pads for a reason, right? And so physicality, that comes through the work to build your body. But that also comes through, toughness mentally as well. So I love, again, the work is what we're focused on right now, the main thing, keeping it that. I love the mindset. Doesn't guarantee anything, but it gives you a great chance. So excited about 2 weeks from today. At this very moment, I think we'll be on the football field practicing practice 1. So it's come on fast. Media days usually represents that type of kickoff, and so I'm excited to get the ball rolling. So I'm open it for questions.
Thank you, Coach DeBoer. If you have a question, raise your hand. We have Gianna, Nathan, and Drayden. We'll go ahead and come on up. We'll start right here in the center aisle. Barry?
Yeah, Barry Trample, Tulsa World. For 2 decades, the SEC dominated, built a great brand, winning national titles. Now the Big Ten's won 2 in a row. How important is it for the SEC, maybe Alabama, maybe somebody else, to stop that streak and get the SEC going again?
Yeah, I think individually in our own programs, that's our responsibility to be to be at the top. Right, that's the expectation of, I know at Alabama, but also the expectation for the SEC as a whole. I still feel that the SEC, top to bottom, is as strong as you'll find. And we experienced that last year. You had games where you showed what your ceiling was, but you also had to back it up and play the next week against again, and it showed that every team in the league can win on every given Saturday. So we want to prove ourselves as a program, but also as a league as well.
Coach will go right in front of me, about 3 rows back to the section to your left.
Coach Joe Gaither of BamaCentral.com. On Monday, Greg Sankey opened up talking about 8 or 9 game conference schedule. Alabama has a lot of great home and homes going out into the next decade. What's your perspective on future SEC schedules?
Yeah, I mean, right now that's above me. I know there's questions that get asked of the coaches and kind of as you work with your athletic directors, but that's beyond me right now. I know there's a lot of pros when it comes to strength and schedule, and I'm all for that. You look at our schedule this year, and again, that was built out years back as as well. But we're playing Florida State, Wisconsin, one way, one at home, and so we're all about playing as many high-end games that you can possibly play, and certainly adding another SEC game to the schedule would accomplish that.
Coach, we'll go over again to our left on the far aisle, but midway back.
Connor O'Gara, Saturday Down South. Did your year one live up to the Bama standard?
In which way? Or like to me personally, or
What you evaluate to be the Bama standard? Do you feel like your year one lived up to it?
Yeah, I mean, for if you internally ask us, no. Like we fell short of making the playoffs, as simple as that, right? And giving yourself a chance to go compete for a championship. I think there's a lot of things that I'm super proud of that are happening within the program that are part of the progression. Yeah, we want it right now too. So yeah, we fell short. Our guys, again, I'm proud of them and the way they've responded to, us, not realizing the goals that we set out to have, and getting back just to work and focusing on the main thing. I feel that's always been the case, but sometimes there's just ups and downs you got to go through, unfortunately, that we had to experience. But in the end, we're going to take advantage of the failures we've had and be better because of it.
Coach, we'll go to our other side, to the right here in the second row.
Coach J.D. Zaza, WVUA 23. Last season, Jahad Campbell was a massive part of your pass rush. Who are some players that have stood out to you on that side of the ball after spring practice and then going into fall practice?
Yeah, Jahad, a lot of versatility that he brought, and obviously that's why he was a high-end draft pick. I think, guys like LT Overton jump out at me. LT in particular, he was there a lot last year, and I think again those are the next steps you want to take. Now, just not just he, but a lot of the guys finishing plays. But LT's got it in him. He's got the skill set. He's got those instincts. He continues to hone in on taking it to the next level. Quay Rusaw is another guy. And then there's some underclassmen that are coming up that I think are doing a nice job too, and looking forward to their progress that they've made physically to be able to put themselves in a chance to be able to let their work happen on the football field on Saturdays.
Coach, we'll go in the section right in front of me, second row.
Thanks, Coach. Larry Carlson, history of Longhorn sports. I was wondering if you could discuss the quarterback room and maybe handicap things for us a little bit.
You bet. Really got three guys that have taken all the snaps, not a majority, but all of them. Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and Keelan Russell, and that's really by age and years of experience is kind of where it starts. We did make it known at the end of the spring that if we played a game at that point, and it really wouldn't have changed even at this point because there's nothing that's happened as far as practicing. Ty Simpson would be the guy that would take the first snaps and be our starter. Challenged all of them at that time that they have to continue to take the strides. They got to continue in their own ways, improve. They've really, I know, worked hard to do that. And excited to see that progress 2 weeks from today. But they have the tools. Ty, throws a catchable ball. He's smart. He's been in, college football now. Is going year 4. He's seen the ups and downs. He's got great relationships with the team. He's a leader that way. He's really owned things, I think, on another level. And then, Austin Mack. I mean, if he walked in here, the guy's 6'6", 230, 235. He's got a presence about him, and that carries over to how he throws the football. Just really took his most meaningful snaps in college this spring, working with the 1s and 2s. And then Keelan Russell, you would never have guessed that he's I guess a lot of guys would be graduating from high school here about a month ago. Really a high school senior, early enrollee that came in and just learning the system, learning college football, taking these huge strides in the course of the spring. And now again, getting that install over and over again in the summer and going into the fall, I'm confident he's going to make big jumps as well. So those are the three. Kind of told you if we played today where it would be, but all three of them have the potential to do some really big things in our offense. And I think a lot of it has to do with what's around them as well.
Went to Seattle after you were expecting him to be offensive coordinator here at Alabama. What was the adjustment last year without him, and then what are you looking forward to now finally having him back here in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things. I mean, we had 4 guys on offense that were, from a staff standpoint, that were coming down, and ended up being 2 with Ryan Grubb. Scott Huff was also taken there up in Seattle. And so, man, when a guy puts in as much time, given it everything he has to the program I'm a part of and working alongside of him, it was one of those moments that was bittersweet, right? Because you want him here with you. I'm talking about Ryan Grubb here at Alabama, but also someone you've coached with for 12, 13 years, known for even longer. What an opportunity. Go be a coordinator in the NFL. And I thought he had a great year. Thought he did an amazing job. He was certainly ready and prepared for it. But things happen for a reason. And, him getting the chance to come here and just add to our staff at the level you're talking about with an elite offensive mind, our familiarity with each other, the efficiency we have when it comes to the day-to-day work, off-season, in-season, it certainly helps us, gain even more momentum going into, this fall. But the rest of the staff's been awesome in how they embraced Ryan Grubb coming in. The players have as well. And then, Ryan's hit the ground running and added some things, on the things he's learned. I mean, when you go through your career, and every year you're going to get better if you have the right mindset. And there's no place you're going to get better and be put in tough spots than in the NFL. And so love what he's brought on top of what our system's always been and how we've evolved to make us even better this fall.
Coach, we're going to go over to the right side on the far aisle over here to our right.
Hey, Kalen, Colin Gay, Tuscaloosa News. I'm curious, when it comes to no matter who's a starter at quarterback, it's going to be a level of inexperience. Are you confident in, whoever's named the starter, their ability to run your offense and to be that leader with the level of inexperience that they have?
Yeah, I think that's a valid question, right? I mean, experience is a big deal. Trying not to do too much when you don't have to, taking what they give you, trying to prove yourself to your teammates, to everyone watching. So just trying to work through that. And again, that's where consistency and continuity and just them being comfortable with Ryan Grubb, Nick Sheridan, Mitch Dollins, analyst, senior analyst on our staff, myself, just, them knowing that, hey, we believe in you. And just be you, go out there and, don't try to do too much. Just go execute what you're supposed to. But they got the tools. And so now you're just trying to put them in those moments as much as possible to where the lack of experience, maybe from a game situational standpoint, is able to come out in practice, help them feel prepared. I'll say this. I think going through a quarterback competition, that's pressure alone. These guys are going through pressure every throw. Whether it was a competition or not, we would analyze and break it down and chart it. But every throw and every drive that these guys are a part of, it's critical. To them, winning the job. And I think sometimes going through a competition prepares you for the pressures that are going to come within a season. I've seen that over and over throughout the years when I've had other competitions as well.
We'll go right up front here to our left, front row.
Morning, Coach. John Burrows with On Texas Football. In your time at Washington, you played against Texas and Steve Sarkisian twice, and you've come out 2-0 in those games, games that have proven to be pretty difficult for other coaches. What do you remember about those games that gave you an edge that other coaches can't really seem to find?
I mean, your players made plays, right? They made plays when you needed it most. It might be scoring, it might be knocking a ball down, it might be, getting the big stop. Coach Sark is an elite football mind. He's an elite football coach. He's been doing it as a coordinator, as a head coach on a high level. And so going into those games, had nothing but the most respect. Walking out of it, that didn't change. And so, it showed just even in his transition to the SEC last year, that, he evolved and made those adjustments and did the things he had to do to put himself in a spot to not just be playing for a championship, but also in the playoffs.
Coach, we'll go over to our left-hand side again on the far out.
Hey, Coach. Chris Marlowe, LouisianaSports.net. You're 15-3 against top 25 teams as head coach, which is the best record in the country of anybody. However, 10 of your 13 losses have come against unranked teams and games you were favored in. How do you find ways to be more consistent and win the games you're quote-unquote supposed to win?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's learning from those mistakes. A lot of those losses happened in year one at different places. And so you want year two, to be moments of growth and where you can polish and clean things up. Areas when you installed offense, defense, special team schemes that are just your foundation, that you can now just, you're never taking it for granted. You're starting over from scratch every single season, but now you build on tangents based on the personnel you have, which help you win more football games. And again, a lot of it comes down to those big moments, building a culture where you keep fighting till the very end, because there's going to be close games, and a lot of those wins you're talking about came down to the very end. There was even moments when it probably looked kind of bleak at times, but you fight, you execute, and you find a way to win. And so that's what we got to do here going into year two at Alabama as well.
We have time for one more question. It's in the section right in front of me, third row.
Hey, Coach. Theodore Fernandez, BAM Central. You've talked a lot about the staff. I want to ask you about Nick Sheridan. How huge was it getting him back, both from a staff continuity perspective and as far as all the players that he's worked with over the past year and a half now?
Yeah, absolutely. Know Nick going back to 2019. The guy's unbelievable when it comes to just his offensive mind, football mind, not just offensive mind. His organization, the way he teaches, the way he recruits. I mean, he's recruited at a high level. His involvement with our team, going back to, again, he had to kind of throw a staff together there, helped me put that together in a short amount of time there in February last year before spring ball started in March. There was different styles of things that we did offensively last year relative to what, we had done. So we were finding our own last year as well. And you're going to always do that based on the personnel you have. But he and Ryan Grubb, their relationship is amazing.
I might turn